Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed from Erin Reed Makes, and it is Card Making Wednesday. So today we're going to talk about foil on cards. So we're going to do a bunch of different cards. We're going to show you some tips and tricks about fun different ways of adding foil and also some foil saving ideas. So let's get started. All right, so this is just some of the prototypes. You guys always know that I do a few just to kind of check everything out. And so we're going to do 3 different types. I know it looks like there's 4 cards here, but if you take a look really closely at these 2 cards, these are the negatives of each other. Hello, Danielle. So these are the absolute opposites. So we're going to use the same sheet with 1 sheet of foil to make 2 cards. That's pretty darn awesome. We could even do it with this one, and we're going to show you. So look, just take a look. Here is the original foil, and this is a printable that I've created that you can get on my website, which I'll talk about shortly. And look, here is the negative of that one. Same sheet of foil. Look at that. And you can get 2 cards out of the same one. And the last one is, if you notice here, we have this cutie little backpack. Look how adorable this is. So this is, instead of using full sheets as the full background, we're actually going to be using it as regular old paper and die cutting it and making this really cute back to school little backpack. And as you can tell, we've used both portions of the foil for this one as well. So let's start with the basic one. So how do you get 2 cards with 1 sheet of foil, and how do you get the positive and the negative? Well, for all, oops, that's really loud and kind of loud. For all of these, we need some sort of foiling machine. This is called the Glaminator. It's by Xyron. It's absolutely awesome. And the first step we're going to do is we're going to turn this on. It takes a little while to heat up. So while that is heating up, and it's got a little flashing light right here, and when it turns to green and when it beeps at me again, we know we're ready. So I'm just going to place that over there for right now. And I'm going to show you the tips. And I just heard something fall to the ground. So, oops, I think I lost a piece. Anyway, I'll find it in a minute. Have my kids help me hunt it down. So in order for me to get the 2 sheets and to get a positive and a negative for the foil, we have a couple of different pieces. So first, to get the positive side, we need to have some pretty paper. So these papers came from somebody called Butler. She is a wonderful designer, and she has created these cards, and you can use them just like this as beautiful paper, but you can also foil them. So here you can see this one, this diamonds, and then here it is. We're going to do one together, so don't worry. And then she also has, these are all geometric white, black, and you can see all the beautiful backgrounds that are on here. We're going to be using a few of these today. She also has some beautiful floral patterns that are on here as well. Hello, Shirley. And then to give you the opposite, again, we're going to show this in a minute, she also has these toner sheets. And these toner sheets are so flipping cool because not only do you get your positive, but you also get the negative. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we're going to have a couple of pieces that we're going to be using. So here is one of the positive sheets, the original sheets, and we are going to add our foil to this. So I'm going to use this pink sheet of foil right here, and we have to put this inside of what's called a carrier sheet. So this is just a little plastic sheet. As a heads up, I have also used just 2 sheets of paper, just like printer paper, not heavy paper, as a carrier sheet in a pinch. But you need something to help push it through, right? Just to hold it, kind of like sandwich it together. And then the other piece I have is that she has all these really cute little elements here. And so she's got a whole bunch of, she calls there, here we go, die cut sentiments. And these are all ready to be foiled as well. You can leave them plain because they're really cute plain, or you can add foil. So we're going to add foil to this guy right there. Now I do have to wait for this thing to heat up. It'll take a quick second. So while we're waiting for it to heat up, have any of you guys played with foil before? Is this something that is brand new to you? I'd love to know your answer in the comments. I have played with foil a few different times, and there is a lot of different companies out there, and there's a lot of different colors of foil. So I'm just curious, have you guys messed with foil? Do you like it? Do you not? And what we're playing with today is all heat foil, where you have to use like a laminator or a heat press for it to stick. But there are other ways, and I will be doing videos in the future of how you can use foil without having to use this machine we're using today, which is our laminator. You've parchment paper as a carrier sheet. Yes. Anything that is very light totally works as a carrier sheet. When I got this machine, it came with a carrier sheet, and I made the really bad mistake of having it not completely covered with the foil. So when I put it down, still waiting for this to heat up, so it'll take time. When I put it down, I didn't understand. I was like, oh, well, I don't want this part. I only want to show half of it. And so I ran it through like this, and all of the black carried over onto the plastic. So I messed it up. Lesson learned. It happens. You know, you can't win them all. But you try your best. So just curious if you guys have anybody else played with foil in any way, shape, or form? And so the colors we're using today, these are also from Xyron. So we're going to use the light pink. It's really pretty. So it comes in these little tubes, and it comes as a giant roll. I think I put my roll away. Do I have one? Do I have a handy roll? Ah, here we go. So it comes on a roll like this. Oh, did you hear it beep? It means it's ready. And so you just cut, and then you cut off the sections you need. Okay. So now we got to run this through. I want to make sure that I don't see anything. Make sure you have, so here's the other part of it. Whatever you want to have face up, and put your foil pretty side up, and then cover it up like that. And just to make sure you can, if you over layer, it can possibly, the top one will be what's showing, but just be careful about that. You're all good. All right, so now let's run this through, and it's already rolling constantly. So all you have to do is just feed it in, and then it does the rest of it for you. That's all. Hi, Maureen. So just let it feed through and do its magic. It's really quite simple once you get going on it. And the other color I was using, it's pretty obvious, is this silver. And then for our template cards that I used as an example, don't worry, we're not going to foil every single piece that we're going to do today. I have a lot of it already pre-done. We have these two, and I used the purple. This is the violet. It's a really pretty violet color. And that's what I used for these two sheets right here. Now, while that is done, the other thing I did is I went ahead and cut out my toner sheets. So I have the toner sheets here. There's 24, they're 6x6, and the link for Ann's products are down in the information, for all the products we're using today are down in the information section. And I cut out, and I put the extra pieces in the back. This is special paper. It's not just regular old black paper. It's specific toner sheets of paper. So it's a little different. All right. So I went ahead and cut that down. Now this is warm when it comes out, so just be careful with that. And just take a look. Ooh. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Now, I could totally use this piece as well and put this on a strip, but I'm actually not going to do that. If you can tell, this was a piece that was kind of yucked up. But as long as there's no gaps in your piece, then you're totally fine. Okay, this is the big reveal. This is the part I love. You ready? What does this machine cost? Truly, I'm not exactly sure. It's been a long time since I looked at the cost of the machine, and since I got it. I think it's in the 60 range, but I could be wrong. Links are down below. You can check that out. So I'm sorry I don't have an answer to that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. It's so cool. So the best thing I love about these toner sheets is that look at all this beautiful foil that still has a really pretty image on it. And you're like, I don't want to waste this, right? This is where the toner sheets come in. You take your toner sheets, you place this on here. I'm sorry, Cindy, I don't have all the answers to that question. I don't have every little piece memorized, unfortunately. Now, I screwed this up and didn't put this on really well. So there's a little corner here that's off. So just to be safe and I don't mess up, I'm just going to put a little bit of the silver up in that corner because I don't want to get the toner sheet on my carrier because I messed up and didn't line this up super straight. That's a boo-boo. So we're going to have a little tiny corner. Actually, you know what? To make sure we don't have a wrong color, why don't I just snag it from here? And it's the same color. So if you notice, I'm lining this up on my toner sheet just perfectly. Do not put tape on this. It's going to mess it up. So you just have to do your best. So I'm just lining this up here. And I already pre-cut this, but if you didn't want to pre-cut and be super careful with your measurements, then just you can cut after. There's nothing wrong with that. Hello, hello. All right, so here we go. It's okay. It's overlapped like that. No big deal. All right. And then, well, we'll see. Actually, it may not. It may end up having, because it's where the gaps are is where the issue is. Okay, there we go. It's still on. It's still running. So now just feed this through. There we go. So originally, it was on a white sheet of paper. So we have a white with the foil color. Popping in. Hello, Carrie. How are you doing? So we're just running it through. We're using the light pink right here. Pretty color. And we're going to, for those of you who just popped on, we're learning how to make the positive and then the negative for these cards, which are really fun. Takes a second to kind of go through. So I asked the question earlier, hey, Angel, anybody here ever tried foiling before and messed around with it in any way, shape, or form? Love to know. This is the little tag piece we made, and here's our first card. And as you can see, there we go. See how it's just kind of rolling through on the back? When it pops out, it's pretty warm, so just be careful. If you touch over here, like this is already not hot, but this part coming right out is pretty toasty. Plugs right in. Look how quiet it is too. Super quiet. Now, I could leave this on for quite a while, and I will probably leave it on for the rest of this show. But I have left it on for like over an hour, and it did kind of time itself out because it got overheated and had like a safety shut off. And there are other settings to do cold laminate, just laminate, and then this is obviously foil is the star. So that's what that one's for. Okay, ready for the big reveal? I think this is just so satisfying when I do the reveals. They're so cool. So I'm going to pull this out of here. And you can use the same carrier sheet a ton of times. Okay, here we go. Ready, ready, ready. Oh, I didn't line it up just perfectly, but you get the idea. Look how cool that is. All right, I needed to be a little more careful about that. Scared to foil, but I did buy a roll along with some duo. See the gel, that works really good too. So this is a way if you've got a hot laminator and you've got all your pieces, look at that. So it's opposite, it's completely opposite, right? Now, because I didn't cut this one all that perfect, we're going to do a little trim. And if you're a little worried about that, then don't cut it to be super close like me. So we're just going to move this back. We're going to cut off. Let's go to 3.5. There we go. So we're cutting off 1/4 inch. So I'm just giving it a little trim. And now it doesn't look like I've got all these funky edges. It looks complete, which is nice. That's always handy. And then look how much foil. There's just a little bit on the extra. Look how much foil is not wasted now, which is awesome. Like I've used almost every little bit. It looks like I didn't lay it super down flat. So there's kind of a little bit of a warp in the middle, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. All right, put my paper trimmer away. And then it's just finishing the card. You could do a whole bunch of stuff with these, but now that you have paper, it's just a matter of assembling the card. So for this card, I made a background in pink to kind of match with the pink. Old paper in my stash. I just happened to find one that is just really easy. It's the same. Yes, it's very, very similar. The machine I'm using is super similar, except this one, it's got a few different settings. So you can do, it's obviously, it's off, cold laminate, heat laminate, and then foiling. So that's what that's for. And I don't know the prices between the two. I'm not sure. But the concept of what the machines do is very, very similar. So, if you've got a different machine, the methods I'm showing you and the papers we're using here work in all machines. It doesn't have to be specifically with this machine. And then we're going to place our little price list on here. Ta-da, just like that. And there, actually, you know what? I'm going to save. Yeah, we're going to save that. And on this one, because I don't know which one. I had this planned over here. We're going to do this one here, just like that, and just price this. Really simple. But you could always cut these sheets of paper and use them as pattern papers, which is what we're going to do in a little bit. And then for this card, because there's so much black, we're just going to place this in here and have a nice big white mat. And just stick it down, just like that. And look at that. Isn't that cool? It's so pretty. And then I'm just going to take one of her really cutie sentiments. Let's see. Whichever one for the most part pops out is what we're going to use. One that's got more white than black. Let's go with that. Just a note. And I'll put it like right there. I'm not getting super fancy because what I'm trying to show you guys right now is just like tips for foiling. So and I don't like covering up all of the beautiful foil. I want to show it as much as possible. So yeah, isn't that cool? I don't have a machine. Oh, you just seen it on Instagram. Same concept as what we're doing right here. So here's the first card, or the first technique I'm showing you. Now I got to find my other two cards. Here they are. So this is taking a pre-patterned paper that is already ready and it's already toner friendly. So these are ready to go. And it says on here for foiling. And then we're using the companion foil toner sheets with this, which is super easy. And then you can get a 2-for-1. So there are papers out there that are already ready to foil and ready to go. And you just add the foil to it and boom, you're set. So that's where all of these cards came from. Super, super simple. The next one we're going to show you is, where'd it go? I swear things like vanish on my desk. Happens all the time. I just had the card. I mean, seriously, I was showing you the card. Oh, no, that's that one. Fudgers. It's probably buried underneath something. Don't you guys love it? I had everything organized. Now I can't show you my sample. Where'd it go? I swear, people, if my head was not attached. Okay, that's that one. Holy Toledo. It is gone. Poof, bye-bye. And that's not fun. Oh, it's underneath. Found it. Sorry about that. So this right here is using from a print file. So this is a print file I made for you guys. It's available on my site right now. So this is the file that you can get. It comes with 2 sheets. So here you can see the leaves that we're going to be playing with. It also has it's all fall, it's all very fall. 2 sentiments, 2 large sentiments, and 2 small sentiments. So the key to this one is when you print it out on a laser printer. So if you have a laser printer, print it out, and all of this is foilable. Everything on here, including my little label at the bottom. So you get 1, 2, and these are ready to go for A2 size cards. You get 2 of these, and then you get 2 sentiments. So the card I already made is using the leaves right here, and then I did the grateful. The leaves I did in gold right here, and the grateful I did in the green right there. So you can get this. The key thing, print it on a laser printer. And if you don't have one, I believe that different stores like Office Max, Office Depot, and stuff like that, you can possibly send the file to them, and then they can print it. And then you just cut up what you need. And then I took the same toner sheet from Ann Butler, so same toner sheets, and I did the opposite with the foil, right? So let's make one of these. Super easy. So I took, here's my paper cut up, and then what I did, oh, I need to get my carrier sheet. So isn't that cute? It's got a little pumpkin in there, like a little fun design. So this is available in my store right now. And it just comes as a PDF. So the key thing again, print it on a laser printer. So here's this piece. Now, when I cut it out, look what I did. I cut a circle. So it's only going to add foil to wherever there is the black. That's the key thing. So now I'm going to have a white rim, all of the outside, and then my pumpkin, and this is the piece that kept flying off on me and landing on the ground. My air conditioner turned on, is I got a piece of copper. So we're going to make the pumpkin copper. So you can change it up and add different layers to your foil. And if you guys can tell, to make this, and so it's a nice circle, you could die cut it. This would be easily die cuttable, but I did the folding method where I fold into like a pie, kind of like if you were going to do baking and you made and put a sheet at the bottom. I did the same thing. All right, so we're going to do that. Put that right there. Boop, boop. Okay, and then place this down. You got to make sure that everything is nice and lined up, because I don't want to get, this is the hard part, is making sure everything is lined up. And it wants to stick because it's so light. The foil is so light. Okay, start again. Stay. And then stay. All right. Ah, I did it again. It like shoved it over. You guys see what happened? Ah! I swear it's not this hard normally. It's just wanting to, like, I have really bad static in my house right now, I guess. There we go. Oh, now it's different there. Fudgers. How to die cut foil? Just run it through with your die cut. Yeah, just treat it like a sheet of paper. Sorry, the glare is really bad. So if you were going to die cut just a normal sheet of paper, just die cut it like normal. I can show you guys in a minute. I have to pull out a die and do that. But woo, it should be. It's just it's going to be, you don't want to do anything too tiny because it's so thin, right? So this is still on. And I know I'm good because you can see the green is still lit. That's how you know you're still good. And then run this through. And it's going to pick up foil everywhere there's black on here. So remember, we started with it looking like this on the sheet, and then we're going to let the magic happen. Whoops. And what I mean by die cut is like if you had a die like this, just run it through your normal little die cutting machine, just the same as normal. I can get one prepped while that's running through. Boop, boop, boop. But I wouldn't do anything, like I said, don't do anything too small, because then you're going to come into problems and it's going to have an issue. So doing its thing, running through. There we go. Move this back. Still warm here. Here is fine. So just give it. Can you use a punch on foil? That would be a hard one, mostly because it's so flimsy and usually you need a nice sturdy cardstock to punch. So I'm thinking only a die would work. And I probably wouldn't even try using like your Cricut or Silhouette to cut the foil with. I think that would be too hard. And I don't know why you would need to really cut any super fancy shapes. Unless you're using it on the toner paper because you cut the shape out and then you wanted it on the toner paper, but a die would be your best bet. So just any normal, trying to grab a, a die, but nothing too like intricate looking, circles, squares, stuff like that. And you can use scissors, you can use your tape, you can use your paper trimmer to cut the die, but nothing that I would believe would be too delicate. I think it would just, if you try to put it in a punch, it would just get gummed up because the punches are not that sharp. And it's got a plasticky layer on it. So that's the hard part. Okay, this is the big reveal. Here we go. Oh, that one already popped off. Do you see that? And look, here's the pumpkin. So here's the reciprocal. So if I had done a really nice job of cutting this out, then I could take this and put this on the toner paper and have a really cute pumpkin. But that's a lot of work to make that look really cute. And then there's the rest. So look how cool this is. All right, so now I've got two toned. It wouldn't work unless you had a nice big circle. So I purposely designed this to have a nice big circle here so it would function well. And that one I wouldn't do as an opposite color just because it wouldn't work very well. So now I just got to come in and take my tape runner, and I am done with my machine because I already pre-foiled everything else. So I am just going to turn it off. And you can hear it. It has a very, very light hum to it, and then it's all done. And my laser printer that I have here at the house, it's a very inexpensive laser printer. I want to say it was only like $70 or something. And the cartridges last forever. I have had it, and I want to say like one cartridge lasts for like 100 sheets or something. And so it lasts a long time. But the downside to it is it only takes really thin paper. I can't do cardstock. It gets gummed up. So only copy paper will work. Now I could go in and see this right here. It is on this sheet that got printed with the laser printer. So it would totally work with foil, but I feel like there's a lot of foil happening here and too much foil. Like it's too kind of crazy looking. So I'm just going to leave it as black and just leave it as a sentiment. So we're just going to pop this on here. And so with that one printable, you can actually create, well, you can create as many cards as you want because you have your own PDF file, just print it as often as you want. But you could definitely create just with one sheet, two cards, and then you have an option of 4 different sentiments you want to put in the center. So this is the pumpkin one, and I showed you how to use 2 different colors of foil. It's really pretty. And then here is the leaves, and I use the grateful. And just as a separation between so much that's happening here, I just put a little bit of craft cardstock in the middle there. But there you go. But there's 2 sentiments, 2 little banners, and then 2 full sheets that you can cut. They're already designed to be 5 1/4 by a little bit bigger than 5 1/4 by 3. So you need to put a mat on there. It wouldn't cover up the whole card, but it just looks pretty with another little color of pop of color on the background. So that is on my website now. Lastly, I pulled another sheet of paper from Ann Butler's pre-printed paper. So this one came from this set, and you can see it in the background here. So I took this sheet right here, and I did this really, really pretty aqua turquoise. Isn't this gorgeous? And so I took that on there and I did it. So this is parts I've already cut out. So I've already foiled this for you guys, so we don't have to waste all the time doing that. So here, hello, Crystal. So here it is already with the aqua. So it started like this. And then I put the aqua on there, or the turquoise. Look how gorgeous. I always default to turquoise because I love it so much, right? And then we did then I did the toner sheet, and I did them as full 6x6 sheets of paper. So the whole full thing like this. And this is what the black one looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? So it went from here, and then I was able to make both of these. So from that, we are going to create it, and we're going to actually cut it like normal paper, right? So I've already done most of my cuts. So what I've been using here, and this is just a cute little back to school, I decided to make it look like it was a Vera Bradley backpack, and kind of a little bit more like a high schooler kind of backpack kind of thing. Yeah, so I already did, for those of you who just jumped in, just a little bit of a reprieve, we have done a whole bunch of cards together. This is the very last one. So we started off just using full sheets. Look how pretty. So here's with the pink, and it's using Ann Butler's Design Elements Foiling Coloring Cards and More papers, and then using her toner sheet. So you can get a 2-for-1. And then here is the 2 cards I made with my printable. You can get on my website. You just have to print it on a laser printer and you can make a beautiful card. So I showed how to do that. And now we're going to take another sheet of paper, which is also from the Ann Butlers. So you have this, you use the foil. Here we use turquoise, and then we use a toner sheet to get 2 different colors. And we're going to make our little backpack. So this die set, we're using 2 different die sets. These are from Maker's Movement. This is the Backpack to School die set, and these are the School Essentials. And I have all the rest of the dies, but they're on my little magnetic sheet right now. So normally it comes with all the elements you need, which you can see right here, to put together your little backpack. So let me show you how to put it together. So first you're going to go through and you're going to die cut everything. So let's assemble the back of my card, and then I'm going to show you how to put it together. I decided, because I wanted this, again, there's so much foil happening here. And I spent probably a good half hour trying to find a matching sheet of paper that would go, and I couldn't find one. So I just went with my defaults of white, black, and craft, because you can't go wrong with that, right? I mean, it's just, it's cute, it's easy, it's fun. Sorry, I keep catching the foil. I figure I could still do something with this one though. This is the one that was getting caught. Look how pretty that is. Sorry, side note. And then a little bit of black, and then another sheet of craft. All right, so now I have my base. Now I already die cut out my little pieces, and here's my banner. So I did the foil from her little elements. And then, so here's what I did on this card. I did the back of the card, back of the backpack in the black version, the one that had the toner sheet, and then the front of the backpack in the white. This time I'm going to reverse all the colors. So anywhere there is a light, it's going to be black. And anywhere there was black, it's going to be the white, or the opposite colors. So let's just stick these 2 pieces together. Oh, the first thing actually I want to do is I want to stick, because when you open your backpack, it opens. And for this one, I didn't mind it being white. I thought that was totally fine. But for this one, because it was already on like a black, I didn't want it to be white. So I die cut the same shape. And so here you can see, here's the shape in black, and we're just going to stick this together just like this. So now I need to also do here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, just so it doesn't make my card super, because I already add so many layers here. We are going to do, so many people are like, don't do that. And I'm going to do it anyway. I just don't want my card to be too thick. I'm just going to cut this part off. Boom. Okay. So now I'm going to re-add adhesive right here, because I was messing around so much with it. Put my adhesive right there. There we go. And then when you open your backpack, it's black. See that? So there it is. It's just a little black piece right there. You love working with foil. Yay! Foil is fun. And then this is just trash, the other part of that. Okay, then I went through and I started cutting up. We're going to build the front of the backpack, okay? Now, I need to make sure, first I'm going to also stick this down. So my banner here, and this banner came out of Ann Butler's sentiments. It was, you can see all of her beautiful sentiments on the back here. It was one of these ones. I thought it was just a nice, and it ran through with a toner as well. Worked great. So I'm just gonna line this up. Go ahead and add my adhesive to the back here, and then it won't run around on my card. And I can easily add pieces, and I might as well add the sentiments. Now it's time to build our backpack. Okay, so I have all my elements pre-die cut out. We're gonna mess with this in a second. And I already did all the bits, right? And what I did is I took the pre-cut elements, and we're gonna do, yeah, we'll do this one right now. And I ran it through my little Xyron. This is my sticker maker. This is a really small one because all my pieces were tiny, tiny, tiny. So we're gonna run this piece through as well. This one I hand cut. This was not part of this piece. I kind of made this like for a high schooler. So my thought process, and a high schooler is not going to be using like a pencil. Like this to me looks very young child, but I loved the crayons. And so I was kind of thinking that the crayon part of it, so here you can see the crayon, would almost be like, it would be like I need your help because the word's not coming, like an oil marker, like she's going to art class. So in her art class, she also needs to have an art journal. So that's what that little piece is. So if you're looking in this backpack right here, she's got her like her mixed media art pencils, and then she's got her art journals. That's what's in there. So we're going to do the same thing, but opposite colors. So this little black piece right here is her art journal. So I just cut a little rectangle that would fit inside of here. So all you do is run it through, you rub, 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 and then you tear the plastic off. And if anybody's watched my videos, you guys have seen me use a 3-inch sticker maker. This is the original one I got 16, 17 years ago. Awesome. Yeah, like pastel colors, right? So that's kind of, we're going for high schooler back to school, not little kitty back to school. We're switching it up a tiny bit because it's really pretty, like a Vera Bradley shiny backpack. That's the vibe we're getting. Now, it doesn't look too much like a thing right now. So we're going to tweak it up, and we're going to add a little bit of some foil on here. So it's okay, it's sticky. I just didn't have a good way to do this. All right, I'm just going to take a flat edge right here, and I'm going to run a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to use the edge of this on one end, not too much. So I'm just running a little bit of adhesive just along the edge right here. I'm going to take a little bit of the white version of this and line it up right there. So we're creating the spine for it, just like this. Normally, I wouldn't have run the sticker through here already. I should have done it the other way around, but I was trying to show you guys the stupid sticker maker too fast. And then now I'm just going to run my scissors along the edge to create her little art journal. And then I'm backwards right there. There. So there is her little bitty art journal, right? And so this is going to go inside of her backpack right here. And it fits right in here, just like that. And so notice I kind of did the opposite colors. So you opened up, pink. All right. So that's how I ran all of these elements, was through this little guy right here. All right. So now we got to start building. And that once you have all the pieces die cut, oops, that didn't come off very cleanly. It goes really, really fast. There we go. Okay. So first, and if you're not sure how to build it, it tells you how to build it on the back. So I'm just going to leave this off to the side as my little guide, but you guys can also follow what I have here. So we're going to have the base. This is like the front pocket on the backpack. So we have our little base goes right here, just kind of eyeballing to make sure it looks even on both sides. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We have the top of the little front pocket. Notice how I did it in the opposite colors. Everything is opposite from what I did on here, right? Then we have the, oh, yeah, right here. Now we have the buckle that would go down and across. And because we had craft, here is the little, well, that's the strap and this is the buckle. So that's the front of the backpack done. Then you also usually have some sort of label on the front that says the name of the brand. That goes there. And then we also have the little hook, which is your back strap that you would hang. And then we have the straps that go on your backpack. And so I just tuck these under and have them hang on there. And that's, look how easy and fast. The hardest part really truly is deciding what colors you want to have. But once you know your colors, and again, because I had so much foil, I just went with craft, white, and black, and done. And then that was it. That was easy. So the last thing our little artist needs is she's going, oh, and the one thing I did do is this has got little side pockets. I chose for this backpack not to have side pockets. You can amend it. You don't have to put this piece on. You can totally change it up. I mean, I think, you know what? I think, see if it comes off clean. Yes, I think I'm going to leave that one off. I like it plain. So it's changing it up and tweaking it around a little bit. You don't have to have it. Now I used this die set, which has all the really cutie school supplies. It's called School Essentials, also from Makers Movement. And we're making our pastel colors. So in this book, we had the color with a black wrapper, but in this book, we're going to have a color with a white wrapper because it's on a black book. Again, I altered all the colors around. So you have these really cute dies, and they could be crayons, but we're going to call them colored pastels, right? So just line them up. There we go. So it's a very artsy-fartsy backpack. It's for a college or high school artist going to school. No, she would have them totally in a container, but you know what? It's a card. I have artistic license to go where I want with it. And look, there's my little crayons, my pastel colors. Start with the colors I'm going to put in first. Again, I went with the colors I love the most. Just kind of tucking them in right here. And then I'm going to overlap the black one just so you can actually see it. So it looks like there's a black crayon. And there's her little art journal and then her pastels in there. Thank you so much, Shirley, for reminding me. It's got a pastel. And then I got all this stuff on here. All right, so look how cute these are. You can actually take your foil, treat it like paper. I die cut it. Once it was on the cardstock, it die cut beautifully. You know, you can add adhesive to it, treat it like it's normal paper. It does amazing. And just to show you guys, I'm trying to take my finger to see if the foil is going to flake off. It doesn't come off. So you can be as rough with it as you would with any normal paper. So this is the last one. Taking your sheets, going from one sheet, and then we're turning it into the foil. Sorry, I've got like sticky bits all over here. The bad side about having lots of different cards in one video is that you have all the pieces everywhere. You should see my desk just off camera here. It's pretty crazy. So taking one sheet, turning two different foil colors, and then using those pieces to create one card, or actually opposite cards if you want to, or just changing up the colors. Here we have the two cards that you can make. And there's lots of variations on these with the printable that you can find at my store. So this is available at my store right now. It's called the Fall Foil Card Kit. And all the elements are there. Just make sure you print it on a laser printer. And then you can also pick up, which is the same sheets that we used. These are the pre-toned sheets from Ann Butler. She has beautiful designs. And you can do 2 for 1 when you add her, look how gorgeous these are, 2 for 1 when you add in her toner sheets. And then she has all these really cute sentiments that you can foil as well. So tons and tons of fun, and just all the beautiful foil colors that are out there. There's so many beautiful foil colors. Whatever foil you have, these are Xyron, but there's also ones from ThermoWeb. Is there any other brands out there? Oh, yeah, Heidi Swap has hers, but there's a lot of different foil companies out there. So these are just techniques for whatever foil you have. These ones are specifically to use with the machine, so you have to heat set them. But I will have another video down the line that's going to show you some fun techniques that you do not need to have a foiling machine. So non-heat set. Those are going to be fun too. Lots of cool versions and techniques with that stuff. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Happy to answer them. Links are always down below where you can find all the products. Don't forget to stay safe and just create. And hope you guys have an amazing, amazing day. Bye, everybody. Oh, also, before I forget, I know I said goodbye. Erin Makes with Live this Friday with Gel Press. So we have Carrie, and she is with Faith Impressions, and we're going to be doing some art with the gel press specifically, and she does her stuff with lots of faith journaling and Bible journaling with her gel press. So we're going to be talking about that, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some giveaways. So make sure you stay tuned for Friday at noon Central. Now I will really say goodbye. Bye, everybody.